It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Just sent Heidi off to work and the kids off to school and daycare. And man, it's cold today. We have ice on the tent. We have to work up some heat today. But before I start working, I have one job to do. And it's down there. Marta, she wants to go for a walk. Every day she comes out here with me and just sits there until we go for a walk. Otherwise she'll just sit there and look at me angry the whole day. So better go for a walk. Look at that. I'm still amazed at how good, how effective this is, this plasma cutting. I know the corners aren't perfect, but I did them by hand, just by following the line I drawn. And yeah, I did a mistake there. But otherwise, It's perfect. I really love this machine. It makes perfect cuts. I can even angle them just a tiny bit so that I get the angle a bit along the way where I want them with the grinder later. So yeah, this machine really works. Let's see if we can get it out. There we are. And now we have all these, I think it's called slag, that's on the inside, but if you tap it with the hammer, you're left with a really fine edge. Yeah. So yeah, let's get going. Well, I tacked it in place and it fits quite nicely, I think. The trick of having a magnet really helps. I would like to have a handle on it because I really can't move it. With the welding gloves I can't grip the small bolt, but having the magnet on there, then you can see when you're adjusting the plate to the other plate, you can see when it's flat and when it's not. So it really helps. So now it's time to do some welding. as you know, our workshop right now is an old carport, plastic covered carport.
Quite primitive.
Yeah, it's fine for now.
It works.
But in time, when we get finished with all the metal work on the boat, we'll need a space to do some woodworking as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to need some bigger machines, a table saw, and stuff like that.
Stuff like that. And that doesn't fit in the plastic covered carport.
No, it doesn't.
No.
I can hardly fit in there now.
No. It's a lot of moving things from one space to another and then back again, and yeah.
So I talked to my father-in-law, Heidi's stepdad, and we got permission to turn this old, half-abandoned shed into a workshop.
A workshop, yeah.
So, another project in the project.
Yay, we love those.
We have a lot of those.
We have a lot anyway. So. But yeah.
Yeah. So it's time to start
clearing it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting all the old stuff out.
There's a lot of in there.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that needs to be moved. We have to keep, and there's some stuff we need to throw out. And again, we're not going to start any woodwork the next year or so, but still, might as well use some of the hours we have where the kids are home.
And we can
do this with them.
Spend the time together with them, clearing out this old space. So it's nice.
Yeah.
It's easier working with the kids on this kind of project than on the boat because that's dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's get to it.
Well, this is the first space. We have a lot of old junk and an old motorcycle. We're definitely going to keep the motorcycle, of course, and we're going to move a lot of stuff. But this space, with the space on the other side of this wall, as you can see, is not load bearing. It's just been put up. The roof has been raised on this shed at some point, and they didn't use this wall to support the roof. So we might as well knock it down. And on the other side, we have at least 3 more meters before we have the end wall. So my idea is to clear out the room next to it, and knock down the wall. Then we'll have one big space with concrete on the floor for once. So that's the plan with this. In here we have a small space. Again, filled with all sorts of things collected the last 20 years. But in here I have a plan of putting shelves up all the way around these 3 walls. So we can store some tools and we can store stuff for the boat in here. And then over here I think we'll do a workbench. Or maybe it'll be storage, I don't know yet, but we'll see. But there's definitely room for a workbench, and we have the window, so we'll get some natural light in. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. Another set of windows. Only one way to go. Get them out, cut out a hole and fill it in. But this time it's a bit more challenging trying to stand here. It's a bit wobbly and I'm quite high up. I have to use a ladder to get up here instead of the stairway on the other side. It's a bit more challenging trying to get my stuff now, but I have to do what you have to do. Time to get out the windows. They were a bit tough to get out. I don't know if you saw, but this time I hadn't cut around the edges, so they were a bit more stuck than the other ones on the other side, but it was okay. So yeah, let's get going. I know I have a knife down here somewhere. I need more pockets, bigger pockets. There it is. This screw, the head came off, but this one up here, when I tried to pull it out, it just turned inside the hole. So, more proof that it's a good thing what we're doing. Well, now it's time for the burner and the scraper. Well, here we are. The paint is off, or the thick paint is off. Now we only need to remove the thin primer. I'll just use the grinder with the sandpaper disc. Then we're ready to draw up the lines for the cut and cut it. I already set up the cutter so that I don't have to run up and down too much. I don't know if you heard it or if you can hear it. It's raining. So good thing we have the roof, and I'm listening to an audiobook. It's not a commercial, yeah, but it's a Danish audiobook app, I think. But it's nice to have something to, yeah, you know, get your mind going while you're working. There's a lot of work I'm doing again and again and again, and I don't have to think all the time. So, but let's get going. Well, we're ready to take it out. The cutter really gave me some problems over here. I don't know why. For some reason it didn't want to be direct anymore. When I was pushing it, it was much better. Luckily it was on the top cut, because had it been on the lower cut, these droplets, or what you call it, would have been into the metal that has to stay, instead of into the plate that we're taking out. So luckily, but I don't know why it's why it's giving me trouble, but yeah. I'll give you a walkthrough of the cutter in just a moment. It just needs to cool down. In the meantime, we can take the plate out. That's why we have at least one deck beam going into, not that deck beam, we have at least one hull beam going into the plate that we are taking out. So I can't really take it out. I think we have two beams going into the plate. That's why. We'll have to go cut them from the inside. Well, I cheated a little bit. I took the cutter and I cut around where the deck beam is welded onto the plate. I did it in two places. Apparently this wasn't the problem. This was. So now it's loose and we can get on with the work. But first, I think I'll go and have some lunch, because my lovely wife,
Hi.
Heidi, has just come home.
Time for lunch.
Time for lunch. Some needed time for lunch.
Some needed time for lunch.
Yeah. We'll have some rolls from yesterday.
I think so. That's lovely.
What's that, rolls? That's...
burritos.
burritos.
I think.
See you later. Well, as promised, I'll just show you what the plasma cutter consists of. Now, if you want an in-depth tutorial about how a plasma cutter works, don't watch this, because I don't know. First off, I have these wheels. It's just for keeping the correct distance from the plasma cutter and to the metal. And the wheels make it roll a lot easier. Then we have this porcelain kind of cup that focuses, I think, the air around the nozzle. As you can see, there's room all the way around. Then we have this piece of metal that also focuses the air around this nozzle. This nozzle, as far as I know, is the one making the arc, and then the air comes out around the arc, and together in here they come out as this cutting plasma. You have the air coming at high velocity inside the handle, coming out through this small hole with the arc that the electricity is making. And yeah, so the only thing that's connected to the plasma cutter is electricity or power and compressed air from my compressor, and that makes the plasma arc you see, and that's what's cutting away the metal. So the things that I replace in the plasma cutter is this and this. These two I have to replace every, I don't know, maybe 3 sheets or 2 sheets or something. Depends on how much wear and tear I get on the nozzle itself. So yeah, that's it. Let's get back to grinding. Well, we're back up here. It's the next day. Yesterday, when I cut out this plate, I had some technical issues, so I didn't get to film the rest of the cutting, but you know how it goes. So today we're going to try to put it up, fit it, and grind it. Well, that was definitely a struggle. I cut the plate way too big yesterday. I don't know what I was thinking. So it took quite a lot of grinding to get it down to size so that it fits. But it fits now. It's ready to be welded in. I almost feel sorry for our poor neighbors because they have to listen to the grinder now going for an hour this morning. But oh well. Now I'm just having a cup of coffee and getting myself together and getting ready for the welder. I've modified my magnet today so that I can grab it with the welding gloves. Let's see if we can get it lined up, ready for weld. I'm just using this as a spacer in the bottom so that we get it up to height so that we have the same space at the top as we do on the bottom, or on the bottom as we do on the top. Well, as you saw, we had quite a dent, or a small dent, down here in the original plate. You can also see the filler has been layered here. But we got it done, crowbar and weld on a small bolt, then you can really pry it. So yeah, it fits. I'll just check it one more time and then we'll start welding. Well, that's it for the welding. Went alright, I think. But I tell you one thing, this jacket is not meant for welding. It's filled with small holes now. And normally I wouldn't use it, but today it's simply so cold I have to. It's well past noon. It's 1 o'clock, and there's still ice on the grass. So yeah, it's cold today. Oh well. But the weldings turned out really nice, I think. Yeah. They're a bit high, I know, but we'll grind it away. I have trouble keeping them low, but not too low on the edges when I'm welding on the vertical. If I turn it down too much, it'll start gouging out the edges. It won't fill the edges. It'll all flow to the bottom of the welding, and the top will be open. So when I grind it, you'll see a groove. So I have to keep it up there. I don't know how exactly to do it otherwise when you are welding vertically. On the rises, it's okay. But on the verticals, I simply can't do it. So that's a bit more grinding work for me, but that's life, I guess. So yeah, let's get it finished. Well, that's 2 more windows down, only 1 more to go, then we're finished with the windows in the side of the boat. Then we have the 2 windows in the back of the boat, but to get to those we'll have to take down the davit, and that's a whole other project. In the next video as well, we're going to show you how far we've gotten in the workshop. It's going to be a very good workshop, I'm sure. We have done a lot of work and we're eager to show you what we've done. If you have any questions or comments or good advice for us, remember to write them in the comment section, and remember to like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe to the channel. It really helps us a lot. Thank you very much for now, and see you next time.